projects. In this video, we are going to explain about the project entitled as DDNet, a robust and reliable hybrid machine learning model for effective detection of depression among university students. So before getting into the video, let me give you the brief description about the project. DDNet introduced a hybrid machine learning framework designed to enhance the early detection of depression among university students. By combining traditional ML techniques with deep neural networks, the model captures both simple and complex behavioral patterns that influence mental health. This approach ensures more accurate, reliable, and scalable depression prediction to support timely intervention in academic environments. Coming to the abstract highlights the growing issue of depression among university students and explains the early detection is difficult due to stigma and limited mental health resources. To solve this, the study proposed DDNet, a hybrid machine learning model that combines traditional ML methods with deep learning to analyze academic, behavioral, and psychological data. By using multiple types of features and advanced model fusion, DDNet classifies students into different depression risk levels with higher accuracy and stability than existing approaches. Overall, the model shows strong performance and has the potential to support early identification and interventions within universities. Coming to the existing system mainly uses traditional psychological tests like PHQ-9 and DASS-21 or relies on counseling sessions which depends on students openly reporting their symptoms, something many avoided due to stigma or lack of awareness. Although some machine learning methods exist, they often use simple single models, limited features, or small data sets, resulting in inconsistent accuracy across different student groups. Overall, current systems are not robust or scalable enough to provide reliable automated depression detection for large university population. Coming to the proposed system or base paper work, the proposed DDNet system uses a hybrid machine learning approach that combines traditional ML models with deep learning to improve depression detection accuracy. By applying strong pre-processing, feature engineering, and multi-model fusion, DDNet captures both simple and complex patterns in student behavior and psychological data. This approach increases robustness, reduce errors, and ensure better generalization across different student groups, making it suitable for automated real-time screening in universities. Coming to the data set, we have used two different data sets. Dataset 1 is known as student depression dataset. Dataset 1 contains survey response from 502 university students with 10 to 18 attributes related to lifestyle, academics, and mental health, along with a binary label indicating whether a student is depressed. It includes features such as gender, age, academic pressure, study satisfaction, sleep duration, diet habit, suicidal thoughts, study hours, financial stress, and family mental health history. Because it provides clear yes or no depression labels, this dataset is ideal for supervised machine learning models focused on predicting depression among students. The dataset 2 is COVID-19 mental health survey dataset. Dataset 2 comes from a COVID-19 era mental health survey and includes detailed psychometric source such as depression, anxiety and stress levels, sleep quality, well-being and resilience along with demographic and pandemic related factors like online learning challenges, financial strain, isolation and screen time. Unlike dataset 1, it does not contain simple binary labels but instead offers graded mental health severity scores, making it more suitable for general psychological assessment rather than direct binary classification of student depression. Coming to the novelty or extension or enhancement or improvement. We extended the project by applying the depression detection approach to two different data sets to validate the model's performance across varied data. For dataset 1, minimax scaling was used to pre-processing and ensemble models such as voting and stacking were implemented, achieving 98.0% accuracy. For dataset 2, standard scalar was applied. The top 15 most important features were selected with RFE and a voting classifier was used, achieving 99.3% of accuracy. And explainable AI techniques like LIME were integrated to provide clear insights into how different feature contributes to the model's prediction. Along with this, a Flask-based UI was developed to allow users to input values and generate depression prediction to the trained models, making the system user-friendly and accessible. Coming to the flow of the work, as we have used two different data sets, we have two different flows. For data set 1, firstly, we need to import the packages. The necessary Python libraries for pre-processing, modeling, visualization, and evaluation are imported. These packages provide all required functions for handling data and building machine learning models. Next, exploring the dataset. The depression student dataset is loaded and examined to understand its structure, attribute types, and data distribution. The initial exploration helps identify potential issues such as missing values or imbalanced classes. Next, data pre-processing. Null values and duplicate records are removed to ensure data cleanliness and reliability. This step improves the quality of the dataset before applying transformations and modeling. Next, label encoding. Categorical string values are converted into numerical labels so that the machine learning algorithms can process them. This ensures all features are in a constrained numerical format. Next, resampling the data. SMOT is applied to balance the depressed and non-depressed classes by generating synthetic samples. This prevents the model from becoming biased towards the majority classes. Next, feature elimination. RFECV selects the most important features by recursively eliminating less useful attributes. Stratified k-fold ensures balanced class representation during cross-validation. Next, data visualization. Visualizations like ANOVA F values, outcome distribution, and correlation metrics show feature importance and relationships. These insights help validate feature relevance and dataset quality. Next, building the classification model. A wide range of ML models, including tree-based, linear, neural, and ensemble models, are trained to compare performance. The proposed three-stage ensemble model combines multiple strengths to improve the accuracy. Extension models using minimax scalar, voting, and stacking further enhance the performance. Next, training the model. Each classifier is trained on the processed and balanced data set. This allows the models to learn patterns associated with depression risk. Next, comparing the models. All models are compared using accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, ROC, AUC, kappa, and log loss metrics. Performance graphs helps to identify the best and most reliable model. Next, saving the best trained model. The highest performing model is saved for future prediction. This ensures consistent results without retraining. Next, explainable AI visualization. XAI tools like LIME and SHAP are used to explain why the model makes specific predictions. These visual explanations increase transparency and trust in the system. And the flow for dataset 2 is, firstly, we need to import the packages, which means all the required libraries for pre-processing, clustering, feature selection, and classification are imported. This enables smooth workflow for raw data to model evaluation. Next, exploring the dataset. The mental health dataset is examined and a target column is created using k-means clustering to categorize depression levels. This forms the basic for supervised classification. Next, data pre-processing. Missing values and duplicate entries are removed to maintain data integrity. Clean data ensures more accurate feature selection and modeling. Next, label encoding. Categorical attributes are encoded into numerical values. This prepares the dataset for machine learning algorithms. Next, resampling the data. SMOT is used to balance the newly created target categories. This helps prevent class imbalance from hurting model performance. Next, feature elimination. RFA-CV identifies the most meaningful features while eliminating irrelevant ones. Stratified k-fold ensures stable and unbiased feature selection. Next, data visualization. Charts such as NOVA F values and outcome distribution provides insights into feature relevance and category balance. This helps confirm that the selected features are valid for prediction. Next, build the classification models. Multiple ML models are trained and evaluated, including tree-based, gradient boost, neural, and ensemble models. As an extinction model, we used standard scalar, RFA selected features, and voting classifier to achieve higher. Next, training the model. Each model is trained on the processed balanced dataset to learn depression related patterns. This prepares the system for accurate prediction. Next, comparing the models. Models are evaluated using accuracy, precision, recall, F1 score, ROC, AUC, kappa, and log loss. The comparison identifies the most robust performer. Next, saving the best trained model. The best performing classifier is saved. This allows future prediction without repeating the training process. Next, explainable AI visualization. Lime and Shap help explain how features influence each prediction. This ensures interpretability and enhances users' trust in the model. Coming to the front end, a user-friendly interface is built using Flask with the registration and login supported by an SQLite database. This setup provides secure access for users. The front end connects with the trained model to perform real-time depression prediction. It uses only dataset 1 for final prediction. Users enter the required feature values directly into the interface. This input acts as the test samples for prediction. Input values are pre-processed using the same transformation applied during model training. This ensures compatibility with the trained model. The saved best model predicts the depression status based on the user's input. The prediction is accurate and consistent with backend processing. The final prediction results is shown clearly on the front-end interface. This provides users immediate insights into their depression risk category. The algorithms used in the project are random forest, gradient boost, decision tree, Gaussian naive Bayes, logistic regression, extra trees, SVM, XGBoost, light GBM, cat boost, SGD, lasso, MLP. As a proposed model, 3 stage of the ensemble model is used. And for extinction data set 1, we used minimax scalar with the help of voting classifier and stacking classifier. And for extinction for dataset 2, we use standard scalar and RFE with the models of voting classifier. Coming to the requirements, we have both hardware and software requirements. Hardware requirements consisting of operating systems, Windows only, processor i5 and above, RAM 8 GB and above, hard disk 25 GB and above. Software requirements consist of application framework is Anaconda, primary language is Python, front-end framework is Flask, backend is Jupyter Notebook, database is SQLite 3, technologies which we use to build the front-end are HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap 4. To execute this project, first we need to open the code folder which contains the project source code files. This folder is a complete package of your project's code base containing everything needed to develop, test, and deploy your application or model. Static folder. This folder consists of files related to CSS, JavaScript, and Bootstrap. Templates folder. This folder contains all the HTML pages used in the project. It typically includes files like index.html, about.html, etc., which represents different pages of the website. App.py file. This .py file contains the information related to front-end logic. It could include code written in Python that handles server-side operations such as processing user requests, interacting with the database, and generating dynamic content to be rendered in the HTML templates. These are the model files which contain algorithm information which will be loaded into the project code during the runtime. Notebook.ipynb files. This is a Jupyter Notebook file which contains a combination of code, graphs, and output all in one place. It allows users to write and execute the code in individual cells, making it a popular choice for data science. Signup.db file. This file is a database file used to store the user information. Now, coming to the execution of the project. First, copy the path of the code folder from the address bar of the file explorer and then open Anaconda prompt by using the command cd followed by a space and then paste the copied path. This command is used to change the current directory to the code folder's path. Now, compile the app.py file using the command python space app.py in the Anaconda prompt. This command will execute the Python script and perform a runtime check for any syntax errors or logical issues. After running the app.py file, the Flask framework will host the application locally at the default address with the port number of 5000. Copy the local link provided by the framework and paste it in any web browser. I prefer Chrome. The home page of the project should now be displayed in the browser. This is a front-end built using Flask framework. In this page, we have home button and sign up button. Now click on sign up button so that the logout HTML will be opened. Here, we need to give the details and create an account for user authentication like username, full name, mail ID, mobile number, and a strong password. Then click on create an account so that all the given details are stored in signup.db and the login HTML will be opened where we need to access the application by username and password. Then click on sign up so that the prediction page has been displayed. In this page, we have depression prediction button, model metrics button, notebook button, and sign out button. Firstly, click on depression prediction button so that the DDNet depression prediction form will be open where you need to enter the information and predict the output. So let us check by giving the input values. Gender, male, age 28, academic pressure is 2, study satisfaction is 4, sleep duration is 7 to 8 hours, dietary habits moderate, suicidal thoughts yes, study hours per day 9, financial stress is 2, family history of mental illness is yes. And now click on predict button so that the input values are pre-processed and the output is displayed as low risk detected. Based on DDNet analysis, you show low indications of depression. The model confidence is 50.14%. It is a positive outlook. We also have the safety measures and important information like continuous self-monitoring, maintain health habits, stay informed, and we also have some recommendation and next steps like maintain current practices, prevent measures, regular self-assessment, support others. The details which we have submitted is given here. And we also have some additional resources and information. Now click on make another prediction so that the form will be opened and we need to give the input values. So again, let us take the gender male, age is of 25, academic pressure is 1, study satisfaction is 3, sleep duration like 5 to 6 hours, dietary habits is unhealthy, suicidal thoughts is yes, study hours is 10 hours, financial stress is of 4, and family history of mental illness is no. Then click on predict. The output is detected as depression risk is detected. The model confidence is 97.63%, which means it is an important notice. So immediate support is available by giving the numbers And we also have the safety measures and important information like seek professional help, build a support network, monitor your symptoms, follow treatment plans. And we also have the recommendations and next steps like professional counseling, lifestyle modifications, stress management, social connection, academic support, regular check-ins. And the information what we have submitted is given here. And we also have the additional resources and information. And next, click on View Model Metrics so that the graphical representations of the project will be displayed here. Now, let us check the graphs one by one. First, we have depression sample outcome graph. This pie chart shows the proportion of individuals in a sample who reported depression versus those who did not. The distribution is nearly even, with about 50.2% indicating depression and 49.8% indicating no depression. Next, we have balanced depression sample outcomes. The pie chart presents a balanced sample of depression outcomes with exactly half of the individual classified as yes for depression and the other half as no. This equal split indicates that the dataset has been intentionally balanced for analysis or model purposes. Next, we have ANOVA F value for each feature graph. The bar chart displays an ANOVA F values of each features in the SMART balanced dataset, indicating how strongly each variable is associated with the target outcome. Features like academic pressure and suicidal thoughts, history shows the highest F values, meaning they contribute most significant to the models. Conversely, features such as gender and sleep duration have very low F values, suggesting minimal influence. Next, we have correlation matrix graph. This heat map shows the correlation values between all features in the dataset. Most correlations are weak, indicating that the features are largely independent of one another. A few pairs such as sleep duration and dietary habits and age and financial stress show slightly stronger relationship but still remains low. Overall, the graph suggests minimal multicollinearity among the features. Next, we have confusion matrix graph. The confusion matrix shows the model's performance in predicting two classes, whether it is yes or no. It correctly classified 46 no cases and all 53 yes cases, with only 2 false positive and no false negative. This indicates strong predictive accuracy, especially for identifying the yes class. Next, we have the accuracy graph. The bar chart compares the accuracy of various machine learning models. Overall, most models achieve high accuracy with ensemble methods like voting classifier and stacking classifier performing the best. Traditional models such as Navy Bayes, logistic regression, and SVM also show strong results, while decision tree and random forest perform slightly lower in comparison. Next, we have precision graph. The bar chart illustrates the precision scores of various machine learning models. Ensemble models such as voting classifier and stacking classifier achieve the highest precision, indicating strong, reliable, and positive predictions. Classic models like Navy Bayes, logistic regression, and SVM also perform well, while decision tree and random forest shows comparatively low precision. Next, we have recall graph. The bar chart displays the recall performance of different machine learning models. It shows that stacking classifier and voting classifier achieves the highest recall, meaning they capture the most true positive cases. Models like Navy Bayes, logistic regression, and SVM also maintain strong recall, while decision tree and random forest perform slightly lower in comparison. Next, we have F1 score graph. The bar chart compares the F1 scores of various machine learning models. Most models perform well with scores generally above 0.85%. Ensemble methods like voting classifier and stacking classifier and the proposed model achieves the highest F1 score, indicating superior predictive performance. Simpler models such as decision tree and random forest perform slightly lower but still maintain strong results. Next, we have ROC AUC graph. The bar chart shows the ROC AUC performance of different machine learning models. Nearly all models achieve the high ROC AUC values, indicating strong discriminatory ability. Ensemble methods such as stacking classifier, voting classifier, and proposed model performance the best, reaching close to perfect ROC AUC. Simpler models like decision tree have relatively low scores but still maintain solid performance overall. And next we have Kappa graph. The bar chart compares the Cohen's Kappa score of various machine learning models. Ensemble techniques like voting classifier, stacking classifier, and the proposed models achieve the highest Kappa values, indicating strong agreement between prediction and true labels. Traditional models such as random forest and decision tree shows relatively low Kappa score. Overall, advanced ensemble methods demonstrate the most reliable and consistent performance. Next, we have log loss graph. The bar chart compares the log loss values of various machine learning models. Most models achieve low log loss scores indicating good performance, while the decision tree shows a notable high log loss, making it a worst performer. The proposed model has a relatively high log loss compared to others, whereas ensemble and linear models generally maintain low stable values. Next, we have explainable AI SHAP graph. The SHAP summary plot shows how different features influence the model's prediction. Features like suicidal thoughts, academic pressure, and financial stress have the strongest impact, with higher values pushing predictions more positively. Study satisfaction and age also play significant role, while gender and sleep duration have relatively smaller effects. The color gradient indicates whether feature values are high or low for each point. And then click on sign out. So finally, the DDNet model demonstrates strong reliability and accuracy in detecting depression among university students by integrating multiple machine learning techniques into a hybrid framework. Its robust performance across diverse features highlights its ability to capture complex mental health patterns. The model can support early identification and intervention, contributing to improve student well-being. Overall, DDNet offers a practical and effective solution for mental health screening in academics environment. So this is all about your project. Thank you.
Thank you for watching video. For more projects please visit our website www.trueprojects.in. For updates on latest project videos, please visit True Projects YouTube channel and subscribe.